Howdy folks, and welcome to 15 Nautical Mile Arc. Today we're going to take a look at SkyMaxx Pro version 4. So we're just going to take off right away here and get in the air, and then we'll have a look at it. I first want to make a housekeeping note that while this video is going to have SkyMaxx 4, and the next video I upload will have SkyMaxx version 4, this next several videos after that will be back with SkyMaxx Pro version 3 because it's a backlog of videos I've been uploading. And I'm having a very difficult time flying and talking at the same time. So here we are taking off from Warroad, Minnesota, the very first airport I built for the Scenery Gateway. And I picked this because it's rural and there's not much to get in the way, so we can look at clouds and we can look at the new cloud distance, the new cloud draw distance without any interruption. And I chose this area because it's a big lake. So you can look at reflections on the water, stuff like that. So there's a reason I chose this, and we're just going to have a look at a few things just like we did with SkyMaxx Pro version 3. We're going to do the same thing with 4, except this video won't be an hour long like the version 3 video was. This will be much shorter. We will level off and we'll pause the video or pause the sim, and then we'll mess with a few settings. So let's stop about here and hit pause. And let's hop back outside. And the first thing I'm noticing, okay, there we go. Never mind. I was going to say I had Force Cirrus layer on, as it should be, and I couldn't see any cirrus clouds. But that's because my draw distance hasn't been turned up yet. Which reminds me, I'm kind of doing things out of order here. If you want to know all the differences that come with SkyMaxx Pro version 4, just go to their website, X Aviation, and get the word from the horse's mouth. Just go there and get the list of everything. I don't need to memorize or read a list of stuff to you guys and gals. You can just go to the website and check it out. This is just a video of my first look at it and a first look for those of you who subscribe to the channel. And if you found me by accident, welcome, and I hope you enjoy what you see. So there's a cirrus layer. It's just the draw distance isn't very far. So first thing I want to do actually is mess with the cirrus layer, because option whatever that is never good. So we're going to go to your plugins. And I'm going to configure clouds. Alright, we're going to mess with all this in order. So high quality, Force Cirrus, that's what I want. We'll get more on the draw distance in a minute. So number 2, let's see what number 2 looks like. Alright, move this out of the way. Number 2 is kind of blah. I can't remember what I liked in the previous version. I just want to go through these quick so I can get an idea for what they are. Alright, number 3 looks better. Let's go on to 4. Ah, yeah, see, we're looking better. I think it might hurt frame rate, so the higher the number, but the quality is much better. And we are going to go through this quickly because we already took a very long look at SkyMaxx Pro in general. This is just going to be what is different for me in 4. Number 5 looks pretty good. We've been getting better as we go here. Let's see what number 6 looks like. And there's number 6. Let it draw back in. Takes a second for it to come back. 6 is kind of cool. Can't decide between 5 and 6. I think I liked 5 better. Let's go back to 5. Alright, so we'll stick with 5 for now. Alright, so the biggest thing I'm excited about is this cloud cover area. You can make, I think it's more than double what it used to be. So we're going to max that out. I had it maxed out on version 3 and it wasn't enough, so let's max out on version 4. Rotation speed fine. Puff style crisp. We're going to have to take a look at that. God rays I keep off, or else it just gets annoying, to be honest. Default sky colors, we'll keep that. And reflections on water, definitely turn that on. Looks like the overcast representation has changed a little bit. I don't know what HD cloud puffs look like, but normally I do solid stratus form, so we'll look at that. Lens for layer will turn off for sure. Cloud shadow intensity, I think I like to have in the high 60s or low 70s. I can't remember. Let's do 71. And terrain blend, I normally crank that up all the way as well. That's how you get the nice fog along mountains, and it's not rigid and jarring. It's very, very smooth. All right, so let's apply, and now let's see, we're going to look for better cloud coverage, and we'll mess with the stratus form in a minute. So let's hit apply, and we'll close this, and we'll actually turn on the cloud layers. This Force Cirrus layers, not any clouds really. Alright, so let's see. Our cirrus layer, oh yes, our cirrus layer definitely increased distance. Very nice. Good. Alright, so that's set. Nothing to reflect anywhere in the water yet. So now we get to turn on the clouds. And we're going to go to environment, weather. Alright, see I've got, I know you can't see my mouse because of Bandicam, but on the left column you've got clear, 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 the 3 layers of clouds in X-Plane 10. I know X-Plane 11 is going to be totally different, whatever. But X-Plane 10, we're still doing X-Plane 10. So we're not going to do the cloud top. That'd be like a cirrus layer, and we already have 4 cirrus. We're going to leave that be. But we will do a few cumulus, oh gosh, I can't pronounce these. Cumulus, whatever, cumulus clouds. And we're going to lower this, though. We're not going to go, let's go low. Let's go 7,000 feet to 9,000 feet. And let's close that up and see what we got. It's going to come in. Lower than normal, but that's okay. I just want to see the clouds. And frame rates took a hit. Not terrible, because we normally don't move this quickly. It's not a first-person shooter. But we'll see here. You know, I'm going to turn my frame rates on, just because I'm curious. So where are we? Output frame rate. Well, we're at, what is that? Ooh, that's not good. 18, and give it 2 more because I'm recording. So 20 frames per second in rural area. Oh dear. Bummer. That's not good. Is our draw distance really that different? I don't really notice. Hang on, let me check this out here. Let's hopefully not crash the sim. Sometimes I crash the sim doing this. Let's see. Come on. Oh yeah, no, that is different. Oh goodness, that's huge. Oh my gosh, what a difference. Wow. Oh, that's impressive. What I'm talking about is the distance that the clouds have been drawn in. That is double. That's awesome. But it's nailing my frame rates. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's get back down. Let's turn the cloud shadows up a little bit. So that's been adjusted because I swear I was in the low 70s before. Let's see how much darker they get. Alright, clouds are getting drawn back in. There we go, that's more like it. Yeah, much better. Are they going to get darker yet? Because that's still kind of light for my taste. See what they look like in the water. Ooh, now we got the cloud shadows in the water. Check that out. Or not cloud shadows, cloud reflections. Of course you have shadows. Okay, well, I want it darker still. I've seen cloud shadows, pictures of cloud shadows from the air, and this is way too light. They're actually very, 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 very dark on the ground from the air. Alright, that's better. They're still kind of light, but what happens then is it gets really dark on the aircraft. Although the cloud moved, so now we're not under the cloud anymore. But anyway. Yeah, we'll leave it like that. There's a good enough contrast between the cloud on the ground versus no cloud, where it's bright and sunny. I'll play with that a little bit. I might want it darker still, but we'll see. Good enough for now anyway. Okay, so this cloud distance thing doesn't, from the ground I don't see any difference at all from version 3 to version 4. Not the, well, we're not on the ground, but low flying. See where the clouds just stop? And there's a lot of gap between the clouds and the horizon if you look off in the distance. I was expecting that to be filled in completely, and it's not. But when we zoomed out, it was quite the distance. So that is interesting. Maybe it's not going to draw until we get closer, but let's unpause now. And let's see if it fills in the clouds. I don't think it's going to, because it filled in during pause. Yeah. Well, let's just climb a little bit. And, okay, so I'm thinking while I'm talking here. So, yeah, there's that big gap between the horizon and the cloud line. I assume that was going to be filled in. Because that's one thing that's kind of bugged me, is that the clouds all stop, when in real life they'd go as far as the eye could see. But I guess, in terms of the sim, that would be a lot of processor and a lot of drawing and a lot of math, and it would probably break. Okay, well, Oh my gosh, my frame rates are horrible. 17, 16. Oh, goodness gracious. I usually get 40 in rural Minnesota. Oh, brother. Let's pause this again. Okay, because we can't see any change from this altitude in terms of cloud distance, let's turn them way down to how they were with SkyMaxx 3. I think it was like, what was it, 40? Can't remember what the max was. Let's just do this. And let's see if this gives us some frame rates back. Because I don't think we're going to notice a difference in terms of the draw from this angle. See? It's exactly the same. And we got 5 frame rates back just from cutting that down. And it looks exactly the same on the horizon. Okay, so that is okay for this GA stuff. But what happens when I'm in the 727 and I'm 29,000 feet above and I have issues with seeing the edge of the clouds because they're so high? There I would like the draw distance higher, and there it probably would make a difference, to be honest. But my frame rate's going to die. Okay, why are my frame rates lower now that I decrease the clouds? This is so strange. Let's hop above the clouds, I guess, and let's see if we can make some changes. So I think if I do the map, I think I can change my altitude. Yeah, let's go. I think I can go like this. Let's just go way up. I know, hey, whatever. What am I flying? Whatever I'm flying. Gosh, I'm really out of it. This Cessna Skyhawk thing. Goodness gracious. Okay, I don't think you can really fly this high, but we're going to. Okay, so no, let's go higher. Let's go like we're in the 727 without loading the 727. Whoops, sorry. Wrong thing. I am just totally okay. Let's go 29,000 feet like we would be. Okay. Are we really 29,000 feet? We are. Okay. So, obviously, this is Skyhawk 152, Cessna 152. Oh, brother. We obviously cannot fly this high in real life, but okay, so there's our draw distance. So this would be like the 727 altitude. And there's our draw distance. We got 20 frames per second, which is, that's not bad now to have all this cloud activity. What happens if I unpause it? We're going to crash. Yep. Whoops, okay. So anyway, 1920 frames per second. Let's change our draw distance now. All the way up. And let's just see if we notice a difference on the horizon. That's what I'm interested in. All right, we'll let that draw and we'll see if there's any difference at all. I don't really notice a difference. I mean, I maxed out that draw distance. And I didn't notice a difference. I lost a bunch of frame rates, but I don't notice anything. I guess maybe if I were in a 777 and I was flying at 38,000 or 36,000 feet, maybe, but I never get the 727 that high because I don't take long enough trips to get that high. Man, well, let's turn that down again and see if we get our frame rates back. I didn't notice any difference. I think I was down as far as like 20 before. Let's do 25 and see if we notice anything. No. Okay, we got 5 frames back again. And it looks exactly the same. And it's actually thicker cloud coverage. I'm so confused. I'm going to look at this again. Let's read this together. Am I misreading this? Cloud cumulus cloud appearance. Set cloud area lower for general aviation flights or higher for jetliners. Controls performance, draw distance, and detail. Right. I mostly do GA. So I don't need the far distance. When I do a jet, it's the 727, and we put this thing up to my cruising altitude, my typical cruising altitude, which is lower than most because I don't fly that long distance. And it looks just fine. I mean, it does look better than SkyMaxx 3. Don't get me wrong, this is way better than version 3. But it looks better when I have the draw distance, whatever. Let's move on. Let's just forget about it and move on. Let's turn on our solid, our overcast layer. So we're gonna, plus I got that so low anyway, like, Like, let's turn this up a little bit. See? Looks great. Slaughtered my frame rates to bring the clouds up higher. Slaughtered them. Nope, never mind. It was, ooh, it got up. 22. Hey, we're getting better. Good. Brought the clouds higher and increased 23. Okay, now we're talking. You can tell how excited I am. Notice those cloud shadows on the ground got way darker when I raised the clouds. That's fascinating. I still might want my cloud shadows a little darker, but that's a good start. See that? Talk about the shadows on the ground from the clouds. Looking good, looking good. And we got 20 frames per second. Okay, good. Now let's throw on our overcast layer. Alright, let's see. Overcast. Let's see what happens. Looking good. Yeah, I'm looking at my frame rates. Oh, Lord. Alright, well, that's awful. Okay, in terms of frame rates. Let's play with this a little bit. So, solid stratus form should make it look like a blanket of white, which I've only used one time. I've only done overcast once that I've been above. And that's because I do so much GA that even if it's overcast, real world weather, I'm under the clouds. Yeah, see, there's our blanket. Let me move this SkyMaxx Pro thing out of the way. So there's our wet blanket. Of course, what does it do to the frame rates? We're hitting 30 frames. Remember, I'm adding 1 or 2 because I'm recording. That looks cool. I think I like that. Let me change the time of day. Make it a little light, darker. More night. There we go. That looks cool. It looks better at dawn or dusk than it does midday. Let's hop under the clouds a second. There we go. Whoop, I didn't mean to do that. Oh boy, now we're in water. Okay. There we go. There we go. That looks cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Neat. Alright. Where's my airplane? Oh geez, I lost my aircraft. Alright, so that looks cool. So that is, let's keep it like that. 25 frames per second. I like it. So that is solid. Now broken, I already know what this is going to look like. Same as before. It's going to break them up a little bit, which is going to look kind of cool, but my frame rate should probably dive. Actually, that looks better than it did in SkyMaxx 3. I like that, actually. Huh. I didn't like the broken in SkyMaxx 3. Still got 22 frames per second. Whoops, what am I doing? Let's make it early in the day. That's not so bad. I mean, it kind of looks like a perfect pattern, but that's not so bad. Huh. Let's see what else we got. Dense particles. I remember this one. This should be my frame rate killer. Yeah, because it's also going to draw the shadows. Ooh. I don't like how it looks anyway. See what happens if it's darker. Getting darker. There we go. Yeah, at sunset it looks kind of cool. Nope, not using that one. So HD cloud puffs. Yeah, I don't like that either. So we're going to keep that as solid stratus form. So working backwards. Terrain blend will always keep 100. Cloud shadows, I'm going to keep it at 92, I guess. Lens flare, no way. Overcast, solid strat for sure. Cloud reflection on water for sure. Default sky for sure. Force cirrus layer, of course. High texture, number 5 seems to be the best. God rays, no way. That's it's not, how do I explain what God rays are? It looks cool if you're doing like a promo video, but for regular flight, it's awful. Oh, that's when you're like under the clouds and the sun shines through the clouds. It looks really cool, but it nails your frame rates just horribly. And if you want to see what that is, just look for my SkyMaxx 3 video. I'm not going to take time to do all these things. I just wanted to cover the differences to me for 3 and 4. I already have an hour-long SkyMaxx 3 video, like I said. I go into all this in detail. Just on my channel, search SkyMaxx version 3, and you'll see it all. Okay. Puff, fine, crisp. Oh, I want to check that out, too. That one I want to change in a second. Aha! This brings up another subject that I totally forgot about. How is it going to draw at the edge? Okay, so it is really, really dark because there are a lot of cloud shadows, and I have it late in the day, so it's long shadows. Let's go closer to noon here. There we go. So we're all the way after the horizon there. Now, we talked about this before. In fact, there's a video coming up going to Tasmania from Australia that you'll see in, well, you'll see in a couple weeks. It's in my backlog. But how I talk about how the terrain dissipates after the horizon, but the cloud shadows don't. And you see what I'm looking at on the horizon? The terrain dissipates, but the cloud shadows stay dark. They don't dissipate either. This is funny. So you get this weird edge. See that? So I'm wondering if I turn up that draw distance now, if those shadows will also go all the way to the horizon. But with that dissipation issue, I don't think I want them to. The dissipation isn't an issue. It's the clouds don't dissipate. So just in case, one more time, see how the scenery gets hazy and goes away, but the clouds stay solid, or the shadows stay solid all the way. See that? Those cloud shadows should dissipate as well, but they do not. So that kind of bugs me, but you know what? That's just life. It's just a sim, for crying out loud. So what in the world? Otherwise, what did I want to do? I wanted to look at one more thing. Oh, I want to look at these cloud puff styles. And why aren't my clouds lining up with my altitude? What are we at? 9,500. Let's turn our clouds down to 9. There we go. Now we should be in the clouds. Whoops. Wrong control. Seriously? We're like just at the level. Oh my gosh, there we go. Now we're getting them. There we go. We gotta go higher still. Alright, what I want to look at now is I want to look at this thing. Cloud puff style. Now we're going to do soft. Let's see what changes. Has to redraw everything. Oh, that's nice. Fast, soft, and crisp. Well, soft looks way better than crisp. My frame rates, holy cow, they went way up. Huh. Good. I'll take it. Every time you get 1 frame per second, you take it. It's very well sitting 22 frames per second right now, with pretty heavy cloud cover. Then we're going to go down, frames go up as you point down. And ooh, 25. Oh, I'm liking this. See, it takes effort to tweak things, but it's worth it. Why are the clouds around us? What if I unpause the sim and try to regain control of my aircraft? There you go. It's really hard to fly outside the airplane. Anyway, so in previous videos, we frequently talk about flying through the clouds and how the Cirrus layer alone for me is worth the money for this. But then we get this cool stuff like flying through the clouds, which I'm not really that close to clouds right now for some reason. But those of you who watch my channel, we fly through the clouds all the time, and it's just the most marvelous experience ever. Alright, well, let's see. Anything else we can do here? Because I don't really want to beat a dead horse. My impressions of SkyMaxx 4 versus 3. Well, SkyMaxx 4 is a gazillion times better than SkyMaxx Pro version 3. I can't really articulate why necessarily, all the things that I like about it, but I've done enough flying now that I notice a lot of difference, and this is so much nicer. It's worth it. If you already own SkyMaxx 3, at the time this video is updated, you have about 12 days left or so to get SkyMaxx 4 at a discount. Otherwise, if you're watching this in the future, you probably missed that discount period and you have to pay full price. But anyway, $40 full price, discounted price if you already own version 3. It is worth it. I've said that before. This is just amazing if you've never used it. And it covers everywhere you are. You know, if you see my channel a lot, that I'm hesitant about scenery purchases because I feel obligated to fly out of those areas, but with clouds and weather, it's everywhere you go, so it has nothing to do with being obligated to fly out of an area. Sorry, I'm just in amazement at how much better this looks. I thought with version 3, I thought I couldn't get any better than that, and now this is version 4 and it's so much better. And we're just going to fly into this cloud a minute, and then we're going to look at precipitation briefly, because there are new precipitation textures, which is the other huge improvement. Let's pause this again. Well, that's such a pretty thing to look at. And let's see, how do I force rain? Precipitation. Now we need to be careful, because if I make the storms too much, our plane will just crash. It'll just fall out of the sky. I'm not joking. I've had that happen before, where I've turned the temperature down too much and turned up the storms, and my plane just crashed too. It's hilarious. Temperature, let's crank this up to the 70s, so that we don't have to worry about certain issues I'm not going to get into in terms of weather and controlling an airplane. Okay, so we're sitting still, and our frame rates are basically unusable right now. Holy crap. Oh, how disappointing is that? Well, let's unpause it and see what happens. There we go. There's the rain. That looks awesome. 13 frames per second. Okay, I guess. I mean, we are in the clouds with rain. Each one of those things has to be drawn. And I'm just on a gaming laptop. I don't have a killer rig or anything. 17 frames per second. You can't really tell. That's cool. I like it. I'm happy with it. What happens if you're inside? Okay, there we go. Alright, let's make it snow. Our plane might fall out of the sky because it's going to be cold and I don't have my stuff set up for cold, meaning my carb heat and all that. So it's going to be, let's do a realistic Minnesota temperature, and let's go 3 degrees. No, that's too high for Minnesota in January. It's going to be a warm January day, 3 degrees. And it should turn to snow now. Oh, is this going to look like rain? I swear. I'm going to have to look back on my video myself, my older one, when I was doing snow, because I swore we had snow. You know what? I know what it was. It was default weather. If you turn down the temperature, you get snow. Doesn't seem like I'm getting snow right now. Okay. That just looks like rain again. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to look back at my old videos before SkyMaxx, because I swear I made it snow. Let's see. Well, my barometer pressure is still 29.82, whatever. If you do storms, I hope we don't fall out of the sky, and we crank this up, we should get sleet. At least a sleet sound. Oh, yeah, now we got unusual frame rates again. I don't hear it, though. Oh, well. Not that I care too much, although it's nice when you hear sleet. It's very loud. I've had it happen before. Just like when I've been making a video and it thunders and I jump out of my seat. Alrighty, well, I guess we're gonna end it like this. I really don't need to say anything else. Like I've said 3 times already, if you want a more in-depth look at SkyMaxx Pro, you can just look at my SkyMaxx Pro 3 video from a while back. The point of today's video is just to look at the differences as they apply to me and how I sim. Other people will get other things out of it. I'm extremely happy. Look at this. Let me turn off my, let me pause it a second. I want to screenshot that before I lose it. I gotta turn off my data in and out so I don't get that screenshot. Let's wait for it to come back and I need to screenshot that. Anyway, I am extremely happy and extremely impressed. And I recommend SkyMaxx Pro for anybody and everybody, and I've said that before too. Yeah, this is nice. It was worth the upgrade. So now we just need X-Plane 11 to come out. I do have the beta. I've been running the beta. I haven't been recording the beta. So like I said, next video we are actually going to do a subscriber request, and we're going to do some more flights in Cuba, and we will use SkyMaxx Pro 4. And after that, backlog of videos, so SkyMaxx Pro 3 again. I'd be curious if you notice any differences as I upload the video. But when you want to know when I switch back to SkyMaxx Pro 4, just check the description. I always put all the add-ons in the description. And as usual, if you're a regular subscriber, thank you for your continuing support. If you found my channel by accident, please subscribe, share the channel with your friends. And with that, I'll catch you on the next one.